C6.3 Extraction of aluminium, answers to the questions on page 15. Question number 1. Explain why aluminium cannot be extracted from its oxide by reduction with carbon. The reason is because aluminium is more reactive than carbon, so carbon cannot displace aluminium from its compounds. You have to use electrolysis. Labelling the diagram, we have the cathode, which is the metal casing in black here, liquid aluminium, which settles at the bottom of the container, the case on the outside to insulate the whole thing. The liquid in here is your electrolyte, and this is made up of molten aluminium oxide and cryolite, which is added. Remember, that's added to reduce the melting point of the aluminium oxide. It saves money. And at the top here we have the anode, which are these 3 electrodes here. Describe the electrolysis in terms of the ions moving. Aluminium 3+ ions move to the cathode, so they move to the oppositely charged electrode. Remember, the cathode has a negative charge and the anode has a positive charge. So the opposite charges attract. O2- ions are attracted to the anode, which is positive. Write an equation to summarise the overall process, and this has been balanced as well. So 2 aluminium oxide will produce 4 moles of aluminium liquid and 3 moles of oxygen gas. 5. Explain why cryolite is added. It's to lower the melting point of the aluminium oxide, which saves money. Number 6. Explain why the carbon electrodes must be replaced frequently. They're replaced because the carbon reacts with the oxygen gas that's made here. So we have oxygen gas bubbles here, and because this whole thing is extremely hot, the carbon electrodes react with the oxygen, and that produces carbon dioxide gas, which comes off. And these become corroded, so after a time they get smaller and smaller as they get used up and they have to be replaced. Question 7. Give 2 reasons why the extraction of aluminium is expensive. Because the aluminium oxide has a high melting point, so a lot of energy is needed to melt it, which costs a lot of money. And B, a lot of energy is needed for the electrolysis process itself. So there are your 2 reasons.